Good to have Jeff Treece with us with Sunday Drive. Jeff, how you doing?
Hey everybody, how you doing?
Doing good. By the way, let me say the hair looks good. I
Oh,
mean,
I'm telling you, man, we're back in the '90s. Hey, here we come, man.
you made an excellent point before we went on the air about the fact of these things that are happening now because of the coronavirus that were happening back in the 70s.
Oh yeah, back in the '70s, early '80s. You know, restaurants wasn't open on Sunday, and everybody had long hair, and gas was about $1 a gallon. So hey, we're back to the '70s, '80s. Take me back. Let's
Uh,
go.
all right. Sunday Drive. Now, before we talk about Sunday Drive and what may be going on with y'all right now, which probably isn't a whole lot because of the coronavirus, but I want to go back in time because Jeff Trees, despite the fact there's no gray hair, I don't know how you don't avoid this kind of stuff here,
David.
but uh, but let's go back to the beginning of Jeff Treese from the perspective of getting involved with gospel music. I mean, what was it that drew you? You're a musician, pianist, excellent one, played with the McCameys for years. What was it that drew you to the Southern gospel genre of music?
Well, actually, Southern gospel has been my family. Now, my grandpa played for Roy Acuff back in the day. A lot of people don't know that, but he was in one of his earlier bands and played on the midday merry-go-round and all that. So the music came from that side of my family, my mom's. But they had a family group called Cedar Ridge, and Cedar
Mhm.
Ridge started in 1967, and they started singing and just going locally. And then about 1986 released a single called If There's a Rocking Chair in Heaven, and it could start getting played. Then they started branching out from there. And so I was 13 years old, and mom and dad needed a piano player. And they said, "You're going to play the piano, boy." So I'm a piano player now.
And then, of course, eventually wind up with the McCameys. Then you got the Jeff Treese band,
Yeah.
and Sunday Drive is now the end result.
Yeah, I tell people all the time I reinvent myself every 10 years, but I'm running out of 10 years to reinvent, so I better stop.
What makes Sunday Drive, what gives it its branding, I guess, or uniqueness, for the lack of a better word, as compared to maybe some of the other ministries you've been involved with?
Well, Sunday Drive, uh, we're all family. It's my wife, Misty, and my brother, Dusty. And we do live music uh, pretty much. We do some track mix, but we'd also play live with every song. And then also, because I'm a piano player, a musician, and then Misty, everybody says she thinks she sounds a lot like Karen Carpenter.
Hmm.
And then with me, I have just, for my whole life, I've been the guy that, hey, Jeff, you want to say something? And it's always been funny. And I don't know why. I don't try to be sometimes, but it comes out that way. And so we got the comedy thing going on also.
Well, and the comedy has opened up other doors, doors that maybe the gospel music wouldn't have.
Yeah, that's right. Theme parks, Dollywood used this a lot last year, and just that the whole kind of, no, I wouldn't say just the comedy, but the whole thing, kind of the way it's rounded around, and then also RV rallies. It's they're fun to play, and we do a
Hmm.
lot of those, and it's a great ride. I'm loving every second.
Before we talk about the comedy, I want to talk about the music. Of all the songs you've ever sang, what's the one you'll never get tired of singing?
Never get tired of singing. I write a lot of songs, and I write most of our songs. Um, there's, but there's one I did not write on our last record. I just love it every time we sing it. And Diane Wilkinson and Lee Black wrote it, called "Living in the Middle of His Will." And every time we play
Hmm.
it, I don't know, it just gets me feeling good inside. And so I'd say that's one there. Oh, Ronnie Henson told me one time, he said, "Jeff, never sing a song you don't like, because it'll be your biggest hit." So I try to sing songs I like.
Oh, is there a song that fits into that mold though? That song that you're like, oh man, we're gonna have to sing
Well,
that one again.
there is, and it's probably Sunday Drive's biggest hit, and it's called 11:59. And it
Really?
was wrote, we wrote it years ago, back in the early '90s, and it's one of those deals of it just never goes away. And so, and I kind of and every time we go somewhere to sing, they go, "You gonna do sing 11:59?" And I even went probably 4 or 5 years before and not sang it. And and so people, almost every time we go somewhere, they ask for it, and I'm like, "Okay, yeah, we'll do that." It's very serious, and I like to be lighthearted.
Interesting that biggest song, or one of the bigger songs for you, has brings. But it reminds me of a group. I don't know. There's a pop group called Toto. They had a song called "99." One of their guys hates it. They won't sing it. So
Right. Yeah.
yeah.
And I've even thought about, I said Ronnie Henson, The Lighthouse. Think about how many times Ronnie Henson has sang The Lighthouse,
Hmm.
or the Hensons through the years. And it's like, it's a phenomenal, great song that everybody loves. And every time they sing, "You're going to do The Lighthouse," And so it's kind of that deal.
Where the comedy is concerned, my question in regards to the comedy is the fact that we are in a coronavirus situation. And I guess before I ask about the comedy, I need to ask this. Have you done any live streaming concerts where there is no audience?
We have not. We have not done anything. We have talked about it, and I have actually wrote a comedy song for the coronavirus, but I haven't. Nobody's ever heard it. It's called the Toilet Paper Rap. Anyway, so and we thought about going live and doing that. I don't know. I don't. We haven't done it. Probably nobody will hear it. It's just.
Well, wouldn't it be difficult, though, from the standpoint of comedy? Comedy needs laughter. It needs somebody laughing at the joke or the comedy. Wouldn't it be difficult to stream a live concert where there is no audience and you get no response to the humor?
Um, uh, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I guess you just move along with it. I haven't tried, to be honest with you. If we try, we'll see. But probably if we did live stream, it would be more. It would be more serious, I'm guessing.
Speaking of serious, tell us about the new song just released. What, maybe a couple of weeks ago by Sunday Drive?
That song is very special to me, and I wrote it the night before my dad's funeral. Now, you can look at it as a sad song, and a lot of people are already contacting us wanting it. I want that sang at my funeral and stuff like that. And it's that type of song, but I considered it a happy song because my dad passed very suddenly, and the whole here today, gone tomorrow, and he was he actually, we had plans the next day to go look at a car that he had bought. And so we didn't get those plans because he had an aneurysm and it actually popped and he went on to heaven. So that hit me hard. And I was thinking, uh, I had trouble dealing with that. And so I was one night about 4 o'clock in the morning, I couldn't sleep. And these words started coming to me, and I was thinking, what would he say to me if he could talk to me right now? And it was the night before his funeral, and I wrote this song in his honor. I call it Dad's song, but it's called "Angels Sing My Victory Song." And but it's a happy song because he is, we get to a point in life where we have more people in heaven than we have here.
Hmm.
And people, our grandparents and their parents and things like that, and aunts and uncles. There's so many over there. So it's a happy moment for us to cross into heaven, and that's that. The Bible says that, and so I I think about it as Dad's happy song. If he could talk to me, what would he say to me? Hey, look at this, Jeff. Can you check this out? That type of thing, and so that's where this song comes from and where I was at.
Did he pass away recently, or how long ago has that been?
Actually, it was 3 years ago, April 3rd, and that was his. What's wild is we talked 3 or 4 times that day, and one of the talks was today's Papa's birthday. His dad's birthday is the day he passed, and so we thought, well, we had this song, and it comes across serious, and we haven't sang it out at all, and I was thinking, it's been 3-year anniversary. It's time to send this out and let the world hear it.
It is a great song, and what I really like about Sunday Drive is that you hear one song, and for me it was Million Miles, and I'm thinking, yeah, that's probably the peak. That's about as good as because that's some really good music. And then lo and behold, you come out with this one, and I'm like, man, maybe Million Miles I've knocked down a notch, and
Oh,
Angels are now at the top
thank
spot.
you so much, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. And I also want to say something to you. A lot of people don't know that, but know this, but we've known each other probably 20 years now. It's been a long time, and you've done quite a few things for us. And you did our intros and outros. Robert's got this magic voice, I think, and I think it's just wonderful. And so he does. If you come see us at Dollywood, you're gonna hear Robert saying Sunday Drive. You're gonna be hearing his voice bringing us on and off, and you've done things like that. And you know what? He never ever charged us 1 cent, and you just don't know how much we appreciate you.
Well, I appreciate that. And you mentioned that, as a matter of fact, the last time we had you down 2 or 3 months ago. And I don't know if you noticed, but I blush easily. So
Yeah,
I really appreciate you turning me red that night.
yeah, I do too. I do too. I called him and his wife Ken and Barbie that night.
What are you doing during this off time, though? I mean, for some, it is very painful financially as well. I mean, obviously, it's painful for people that love the music and don't get to perform the art in the ministry in which they were called to follow. But for others too, it's painful financially. But where Sunday Drive is concerned, what are you doing in the downtime?
Well, we're just working on behind the scenes stuff for Sunday Drive, and I'm booking next winter, and we're working on way in the future dates. We've had, just like everybody else, a lot of dates cancel, and we've been in. I think our next date, if it happens, is May 16th, and it could cancel, but we're just looking ahead of this. This is something God knew this was coming, and so it's in His hands. And now I will tell you this though, Robert. At 11 o'clock every day, you can find me watching The Price is Right.
You're
That's
a big Price is Right fan or a big Bob Barker fan?
well. I never watched it much when Bob was on.
Oh, he's not on anymore. This tells you how.
Drew Carey is, I think,
Ah,
is the guy that I don't know. Every day I'm like flipping on The Price is Right. It's my thing right now.
so now, if you get a concert during the week that takes that 11 o'clock spot, are you like, man, listen, I got to watch Price is Right. Sorry, we'll have to start later.
Yeah, I got a call today from a guy Matthew Browder, during the Price is Right, and I'm like, do I take this call? Oh.
So that's why you scheduled the interview for this time slot.
No.
Yeah.
Misty actually was gone this morning, and she had to go to the doctor with her dad, and we that's why we scheduled this spot, because I knew I was not going to be able to get this going without her here.
Well, I'm proud of you. You got half of it going, and then she took care of the audio, which was pretty important.
Back, yeah.
Yeah. Well, Jeff, I want to say thanks so much to Sunday Drive for the great music. Thank you for the opportunity to chat with you. We look forward to you getting back on the road on the 16th of May. And when you zip through our neck of the woods, definitely look us up.
And thank you so much for doing this and having us and playing our music. I mean, if it wasn't for you guys, I don't know what we'd do. And we appreciate you. And people watching this and out there, know that this is a short-term thing. God's got this, no matter what you're going through in life with this here, you'll come out on the other end, and he'll bless you. I promise you, the blessings always follow, the down times, and just so hang in there.
We will do it. Jeff Treece, great talking with you.
Thanks. Same here. Thank you. God bless.
You too.